Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a long overdue news segment, if you like. Just me basically showing my face and saying hello, checking in, and making sure that everybody got through the festive season relatively unscathed. I hope you did. I wasn't so lucky. I got hit pretty hard health-wise during the course of most of December, really. I'm starting to feel much better now. But yeah, had a bit of a rough ride of it. Not looking for sympathy, just the way it was. I could go around saying I'm fine when I'm not, but I don't do that anymore. So yeah, I didn't have a great December. But what doesn't kill you, you know? Um, so yeah, so I'm doing all right. I'm feeling much better, like I said. Freezing cold here in Bournemouth today. Absolutely freezing cold on what we're told via the BBC was the warmest year since records began. Way back in 9,000 BC? When did records begin? Anyway, I was very tempted to go off on a tangent there. So, a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, before I forget, I'd like to make a brief announcement. This coming Saturday, there will be the inaugural Globe Lie Lounge Meetup. Basically, the idea is after hawking the idea around a few people and getting lots of feedback over the previous few months, decided to go ahead with the idea of an extra meetup, social event, just like the Flat Earth Social, but in addition to. The Flat Earth Social is once a month, the last Tuesday of every month. And, there is a demand to meet up more and have more meetups with like-minded and have more conversations about stuff, and not just presentations and some conversations, but also have more other things going on. And the time doesn't allow in just one social when there's a presentation. So the only other way to do it is to offer more. So that's what we've gone ahead and done. And so this Saturday, the Globe Lie Lounge meetup will be at the Pavilion Arms, same location, at 7 p.m. in Bournemouth. Do come along if you can. I'll be there probably a few minutes earlier. And we're just going to find a space wherever we do, like we do when the Flat Earth Social is on. And, and we'll continue. I will be continuing to go to the Flat Earth Social and supporting where I can. Nothing's changed there. This is just being added to it because there is a demand for it. And even for me personally, I'd like more opportunity to meet up more frequently with like-minded people. So there's a bit of an egotistical element to this as well, I'll freely admit. But for all the right reasons, I will also freely admit. On another note, yes, I was going to say also a big thank you to Harry, John Smith Globelight, who came down to Bournemouth a few weeks ago to carry out an interview on a series, I should say, of interviews he's doing called The Sagacity of Life. It's on his YouTube channel called Thistle Productions. He did carry out an interview with me, like I said, but also with lots and lots of other people. And it's very interesting to see what standpoint or from which standpoint people are coming at or from, when posed the 60 questions that he posed everybody. I didn't answer all of my 60 questions. But yeah, so there are certain questions there. It depended on really what your view is on how the world is run or whatever before you could even answer a question. I'll give an example. One of the questions was, who would you like to see behind bars? Well, if I was a standard mainstream thinking person, I would think of someone terrible in our history books, right? But of course, if you gain a better understanding of how the world is run, and you understand that all these figureheads and names and dictators or whatever you want to call them, they're just all characters for our consumption, and that the real power and the decision-making processes they lie totally elsewhere. They do not lie in the corridors of Whitehall in London, or nor do they lie in the Oval Office in the White House, or in the Duma even in Moscow. They do not. It's run, this realm, by secret societies. That is the way it always has been run. It had to be run like that It's the only way it works. And there is plenty of evidence to support that. And there's plenty of evidence to support how it all makes sense timeline-wise as well, by looking via the old world buildings that I go on about, for example, that surround us, each and every one of us. Every town in the world has evidence of mud flood. Every town in the world has evidence of submerged buildings, with basement flats and staircases helping you get to the ground floor from the road, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Lots of additions and this, that, and the other. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. And that couldn't have all happened in a time that we're told, because just literacy, just the reading and writing alone didn't happen until from the 1850s onwards. So nobody was reading anything in 900 or in 1000 BC for that matter. It's all nonsense. Doesn't go back that far. Not our bit, not our realm now as we know it, or our civilization, if you like. The societies that we know today, with nation states and blah, 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 all these institutions that have all been set up for control, amongst other things. You know, that's all part of that system, that overreaching system that I talk about, that runs it all. You know, it's not your governments or anything like that. They are just there for our consumption. They are characters, here today, gone tomorrow. Just the way it is. So it's impossible to answer the question of who would you like to see behind bars, because in essence you'd like to see really, well, what you're going to put behind bars, because the whole justice system is rigged. You know, the whole entities that run what includes our jails and things like that, they are criminal, and I'll say it, in the first instance, are they not? So, you know, I guess the runners of this world I would like to see behind bars. The true runners of this world. But anyway, going off on tangents there, but it was a very interesting time to have with Harry and talk about those sorts of things. And like I said, depending on your standpoint, you know, your answers to those questions would have been very different. But interesting nonetheless. So I'd like to just say another big thank you to him for that. Thistle Productions is the name of his YouTube channel if you want to go and check it out. Yeah, apart from that, was there anything else I was going to announce? Nothing really. They were really just a couple of main things that I was going to mention. I haven't put any videos out recently, like I say, because I just wasn't well enough. Totally lacking in motivation or energy and all the rest of it. But yeah, that will happen now. Things will pick up pace a little bit soon. And then I'll start bringing some messages via videos to you. Anyway, I'm going to go off in the kitchen now and cook, because I'm Hank Marvin. You know, it's freezing, so the best thing to do is eat something wholesome. So I feel a stew coming on, actually. There you go. Far too much insight into my private life, really, isn't it? Who cares about what I eat? Anyway, Larry sends his regards. He's feeling a little bit suppressed there in the background. He's got a bit of globular fever, but I'm hoping he'll be all right after Saturday, when you know, once we've had our meetup and everything. Though he won't be coming along, he'll be there in spirit. Yeah, and we've got the sleeping masses there, busy staring at the globe as usual, and the pondering ape pondering from above, as he does. Best way, really. So on that note, I hope you all have a good rest of your weeks. Take care. There is a bit of a cold snap, certainly here in the south. I can't speak for the rest of the UK, but yeah, it's been very, very fresh the last couple of days. I think that's why a lot of people have gone down with stuff as well, to be honest with you. The last few weeks, it's been quite mild. It's been tumultuous weather. It's been tempestuous, don't get me wrong, but it hasn't been Nordic conditions. You know, bacteria has not been killed off. People have been going around just, you know, lingering, with things lingering, you know what I mean? So yeah, whilst the snap is cold, it's good. Winter has arrived. So on that note, Thanks very much for checking in. I will see you all soon. Some of yous much, much sooner. Take it easy. Thanks for checking in again, like I said, and ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.